G'day Raleigh, Craig and Kaz here from the This Is Raleigh podcast, and episode is presented to you by Earfluence in their awesome podcasting studio at Raleigh Founded. Now, if you have kids like us, stay tuned for today's podcast because we're diving into things to do with kids in Raleigh. But even if you don't have kids, still listen in because we're not your typical parents, I guess, who hang out in playgrounds and museums all day, and we like to find things to do with kids that us adults like doing too.
Yeah, that's right. And I think because of our years of travel full-time with kids, it forced us to really dig deep to find other ways to entertain them, because we all know the playground face from parents. It's miserable when you look at everybody's bored faces hanging around, loving that their kids are having a good time, but having a terrible time themselves, mostly anyway. And we do the playground stuff. We think that's important for kids to do what they love, but we really like to branch out and find those other things. Museums and things, children's playgrounds, children's museums, we find are also good for entertaining, but, you know, when we're traveling, we prefer to go for those unique experiences. So we're looking for those unique experiences in Raleigh as well to share with you and bring in that kind of family travel aspect and experience to the place you live in.
Yes, the playground face. And you've probably heard it before too. Daddy, watch me go down the slide for the 1000th time, or push me on this swing for the 800th time.
Higher.
But yeah, well, fortunately, our kids are now 10 and 14. They're kind of out of the playground phase, but we're going to try and help you out with that. And yeah, we like to find a balance between kid things and adult things, because if we're just doing kid things all day, every day, we get bored and it impacts the relationship, and vice versa. If we're just doing adult things all the time, our kids get bored. So we're trying to find that happy medium. And a lot of things we're going to talk about today are getting out in nature, getting outside, having fun, which is particularly important coming out of the year that we had last year with everybody locked down. Our kids seem even more obsessed with their gadgets, unfortunately. It's been a trade-off for that. But yeah, getting outside, a lot of free, awesome, fun, cheap things to do in and around Raleigh that your kids can engage with. I mean, I know as parents, you probably hear it too all the time. I'm bored. There's nothing to do here. And our kids, if they had the choice, could probably literally wanted to live inside Universal Studios in Orlando. But I tell them that you probably get wear thin of that after a while too. So,
yeah, totally. I think, you know, there's two great things in that. One, being bored is a great thing. Let your kids be bored. That's how they bring out their creative side.
Yes.
So give them space to be bored so they can figure it out for themselves. But also, I think living in a city like Raleigh where you don't have access to all those top attractions, they're forced to enjoy the simpler things. You know, one for us is we always seek out activities in nature because we know the powerful impact nature has. I'm sure we all know on our emotional well-being, our physical health, our connection to Mother Nature, so that we learn to look after it. There's just so many benefits there, and we live in the City of Oaks, so this Triangle region, there is so much opportunity to go and explore, and don't be frightened of stepping out of your comfort zones to try something new, because I think we often just default to the playground or the museum because we know it and it's easy and we don't like to be uncomfortable. So we're hoping that we can show you different things, stretch the comfort zone a little bit. Yes.
No, Raleigh is not Orlando or New York City or LA with a ton of big ticket attractions and activities to do. But yeah, we're going to, and I know it's hard, like things to do with kids, like whether your kid is 5 or 15, they're seeking different activities and opportunities, but we're going to try and cover a broad spectrum of things here today. So I'm also in the process of writing a blog post about this, so we're going to follow up with that, and everything we share today we'll share in the show notes as well.
Yeah, and we also would like your tips because we're not long into the teen phase, and there's something about becoming a teenager where you find everything boring, and that's been a challenge for us. It's like, what do you mean you find paddleboarding boring? You loved it like a year ago. So we're really digging deep to find some cool experiences for teenagers, and we will be sharing that. So if you're in that phase and you know some great stuff for teens, let us know.
Oh, mummy, but it's not the roller coaster it's not the Hulk coaster at Universal Studios or the latest and greatest attraction at Wizarding World of Harry Potter.
No.
You know, so like, you know, how can a lake compete with that? Well, we think it can.
Well, I can.
But
Yeah.
That's good priorities. But yes, speaking of teens, Caroline on Friday is flying out. She's going away to California for 9 days as on a campaign with our other site, whytravelblog.com. So Daddy's going to be home with the 2 girls, and I'm going to put my 14-year-old to task and tell her to come up with a list of teen-friendly things that she would like to do, and we're going to go out and try and hit that list.
Yeah, that's going to be fun. And just on that, I'll just share I'm going to be going to California with Globus Journeys on a 9-day tour from San Francisco to Yosemite, going to some places I haven't been before. Mammoth Lake, Sacramento, wine country I'm excited about. Yosemite I've been to before, but I'm really excited there. I'm doing a black and white photography tour.
Yeah.
That's going to be exciting. Photography, Craig's a photographer, so this is a getting out of my comfort zone here. I'm hoping I learn some cool things, and hopefully I can take some good photos, because that's a tough job for me to take on.
Yes. Well, I don't know about Craig the photographer. I like to say that I'm someone who travels, who takes photos, but yeah, you can take my camera, but you're not taking my drone.
No, I don't want to take the drone.
I'm enjoying flying my drone around Raleigh and getting new perspectives from the air.
Yes, and you take some good drone shots, and they're always popular with our followers. So check them out on Instagram. You got some. I love the one of Lake Johnson you've got from up above.
Yeah, haven't flown for a while because the last 2 weeks have been crazy moving house and stuff. But getting back into it starting tomorrow, hopefully. Well, tomorrow's my birthday, so maybe not.
Happy birthday. Give him a shout out on social media, although you're going to hear this episode long after the birthday. But.
Tomorrow's my day. Like,
yeah,
people have birthday months. I only get one day, apparently.
Yeah, cruel. That's how we do it in Australia.
All right, so let's dive into things to do in Raleigh and like Wake County area, or the Triangle area with kids. And speaking of roller coasters and amusement parks, we have to start off with the classic place in Raleigh, Pullen Park, a place that we have fond memories of. I remember when we first moved here with our teen, who was 2.5, and we used to hang out at Pullen Park all the time, going on the slides, pushing on the swings, doing laps on the little miniature train, which she refuses to go on now, just quietly. I did a review blog post of Pullen Park recently, and she would not be my movie extra. I had to grab the 10-year-old for that.
Savannah did. Savannah embraced it.
But yeah, Pullen Park, I mean, it's your classic Raleigh experience with kids. And in case you don't know, it's the first public park in North Carolina.
That's right.
And the 5th oldest in the US, I believe.
Yes, something like that. And the carousel's pretty famous
the
there
historic.
too, I think.
First opened in 1887. And we, like I said, we have a blog post. I can link to it in the show notes for all the details. But yeah, 1887 it opened. So there's some history right there. But the historic carousel. I forget how we say things sometimes, being Oz, but yeah, the thing you go round and round and round, up and down, up and down. I need more coffee. An extra shot in my coffee. But yes, they have the little John boats or paddle boats or whatever, which are actually not that relaxing. They're hard work.
I don't like paddle boats. They like if you paddle 20 pushes and you go nowhere.
I know. You go like 1 mile an hour, and it's like you're sprinting on a exercise bike.
Yeah.
It's like, what's up with that?
But it is a good
And I always end up
park.
having to do all the work.
I don't know about that.
Kids are just looking around like. But yeah, you can get out on the little lake there in Pullen Park. They've got the carousel. They've got the miniature train, which I'll talk about in the Christmas activities. There's a little cool thing at Christmas. The swings, the slides, there's heaps of area just to let your kids run around and burn off energy. Actually, our teen had her birthday party there.
Her first birthday.
Party there.
It was her very first.
Because there's a lot of picnic shelters and space there, which is cool. Mm-hmm. And then you got all the playground equipment and stuff there too. So wide open spaces, lots of awesome trees and grass. And it's only like 5 minutes from downtown Raleigh.
Yep, it's nice and close.
Yeah, Pullen Park, definitely top of the list. Amusement parks, like our kids will say, they complain because Raleigh doesn't have like Busch Gardens or Six Flags and even Carowinds is too far away for them in Charlotte, 2.5 hours away. But Pullen Park, Frankie's Fun Park, which we've also been to, which has some fun stuff like the laser tag, the go-karts, batting cages, bumper boats. It's got the arcade area, indoor mini golf and stuff like that. So Frankie's, there's a few locations of Frankie's that's more north-ish Raleigh. We haven't been back there for a while. Haven't been back there post-COVID. So, and just by the way, things that we mentioned in this podcast, get up to date with their details on the website, because I haven't been able to verify everything as far as opening hours.
Well, it's changing all the
seasonally
time.
And stuff like that. Yeah, it's hard to keep up with everything. But yeah, Frankie's Fun Park is another fun, cool thing to do out towards Durham Way. Adventure Landing, we went there recently and played some mini golf. No, Raleigh is not like Myrtle Beach, which literally has mini golf on every corner, it seems. But we went there and played mini golf recently. They also have go-karts and laser tag, I believe. There's an arcade section indoors and batting cages and stuff like that. And Galaxy Fun Park is another similar place with go-karts, laser tag, bumper cars, etc. And Extreme Park Adventures is more your outdoor attractions and stuff. It's got like paintball, laser tag, zip lines, rope courses and stuff like that. But why we're talking about outdoor adventure parks, two other treetops adventure parks that our kids love to go to, and we've done like ropes courses and zip lines in various states in the US, even in Australia, and they love it. Go Ape out near Falls Lake was fun. We went there for Savannah's birthday. Was it last year? The year before?
Last year. It was during COVID. Yeah,
so Go Ape, and actually I got a dedicated blog post on that. We can link to it in the show notes. It's got some zip lines and the treetops ropes challenge. And the other one out near Falls Lake, the name just escapes me, but I'll find it very soon. Tree Runner Adventure Park, Raleigh. We haven't done that one yet, so we must get out there and do that one as well. But yeah, they're even fun for parents, like those zipline treetop things. So I know like companies and stuff do bonding sessions and what have you.
Yeah, we always love doing them with the kids, and they have different courses to suit different levels. So check that out. I know on the one that we went to, Savannah was too young to do the higher level. So you want to be able to plan around that as well. So the older one might be able to go into the higher level with you, and then you kind of tag team like that. But something to be aware of when you're doing those courses. Yeah.
Now, museums. As we said, we're not typical parents, and we're not big museum people unless they're really good. And Raleigh has some really good museums, especially for kids too.
And free.
Raleigh is known as the Smithsonian of the South for for the quality and free museums that they have. Obviously, the top one, the most visited in the state of North Carolina, I believe, is the Museum of Natural Sciences right in downtown. And yeah, it's an awesome museum, 4 levels of exhibits and educational stuff. That's really cool. And I saw something, they're bringing out a new exhibit, dinosaur exhibit, I believe, coming soon. But yeah, you like that museum?
Yes, I do. I think it's great for the kids. I used to go there all the time when I was teaching. Every year we'd take the kids for a field trip out there, and the kids always loved it. And just recently when we went, I didn't even know there was the whole back section. For some reason, when I went with the kids, I always ended up in the front, like natural history area, not realizing there was the science area out the back connected by a walkway that goes over the street. And that section was really cool. And I know my kids would have loved it, and I have no idea what was going on, why I used to miss that. Perhaps it wasn't around back then. I don't know.
Yeah. And across the way from the Natural Science Museum is the North Carolina Museum of History. So the kids can go in there and get educated about the state. But inside that, if your kids are sports fans, is the North Carolina Sports Hall of Fame. It's not a big museum, but it's kind of cool. I walked through there. Actually, I have a blog post and a video on that too, which I can link to. But yeah, check that out. The other classic thing to do with Raleigh and kids, I guess, is Marbles Kids Museum near Moore Square downtown. And again, I have fond memories of taking our eldest there when she was a toddler, hanging out in Marbles, which has like a monthly membership, which can be good value. And we haven't been in there for quite a while because our kids are kind of like progressed from that. But yeah, there's 2 levels. Downstairs was more for the younger toddler kids, and upstairs for the older kids, so to speak. But yeah, very educational, hands-on too. That was a fun place.
Yeah, the kids loved it. And they have like summer camps and all sorts of things there, so it's a fun place to hang out.
And there was an outdoor garden at the back where you could go and dig and do stuff with plants. And the IMAX is right next door as well. So yeah, and the Museum of Art is another cool museum, particularly for kids, for the outdoor space and the big open fields area where you can do picnics and stuff and bike around and walk around the trails. And they always have, events and fun stuff on, typically like foodie type stuffs or movies in the park and stuff like that. So check out their website for their upcoming events.
And the amphitheatre, they have live music, and the one thing that we did with our kids, they have the sculpture trail and the hikes, but we did the Art to Heart bike trail, so you can ride from the museum downtown. You go along the Greenway and through NC State, and it's just a different perspective of the city. So that's something you can do with your kids for sure.
Yeah, that's a good pivot onto trails, because I was going to talk about trails next. But yeah, it's 6 Mile, and we stopped along the way at Lucky Tree Coffee Shop, got a coffee, kids got a muffin and a cold drink across from Meredith College there. And yeah, just cruised on into downtown and had something to eat, and I probably bribed them with ice cream, because there's a lot of, as you know, as a parent, there's a lot of bribery that goes into getting your kids out on trails. Encouragement. Is that what it is? But yeah, okay, trails, family-friendly trails. Umstead, you can't miss Umstead State Park, awesome state park, just 15 minutes from downtown. And one of the most popular and easy family trails there is the Sal's Branch Trail. It's a 2.8 mile loop walk, low to moderate effort, natural surface. You got a nice view over the lake through it. It's shady. It's pretty easy. So that's a good one to start with in Umstead. There's a bunch of trails in Umstead and places to bike and stuff, but Sal's Branch is cool. Lake Johnson, you've probably heard us mention Lake Johnson a million times, but the 3 mile paved loop walk around there. So it's easy if your kids don't want to walk, they can bike it or scooter it.
Yeah.
And obviously paved, you can push your younger kids in a stroller or even a pram, I guess. It's paved and shady. It is a little bit hilly in sections, but, it's a fairly easy walk, I feel.
Yeah, it's easy. And while you're there, obviously, you can get out on the water, paddle boats again, kayaks or paddle boards. You can rent them for there or take your own. So, there's a lot to occupy yourself at Lake Johnson for a couple of hours, and the kids will be happy.
Yeah, and their little beach area, again, thinking back to when our oldest Clara was 2. I used to hang out on that little sandy bit area, and she used to paddle in the water, and there's ducks swimming around and stuff. So
yeah, she enjoyed it.
A way to fill in half an hour or an hour. Lakeland Trail, another great trail that we like to do.
Love that one.
2.8 mile loop. We biked it. Obviously, you can walk it. It's very popular. Shady, paved again, not too hilly. Very easy. Shelley Lake, 2 miles, even shorter. Another easy paved loop trail around the lake to walk or bike. And the historic Yates Mill Pond is a cool place. You can go there and get educated and get out in nature. They have 3 hikes. The small one is 0.8 miles, the Mill Pond Trail, and we combined that with the Creekside Trail, so it was like 1.8 miles in total.
Yeah, I mean, most of the hikes in Raleigh are going to be flat, really. So it's a nice, if your kids aren't used to hiking, it's a great place to train them up. And we trained our girls up from an early age, starting with just a short mile hike and then taking them a little further every time. And the longest one that our youngest did when she was 7 was 15 miles with an elevation gain of 4,000 feet. So you'll be surprised what they can end up doing. So just start them young. That's her favourite adventure ever, mind you. It was we hiked up to a glacier in North Cascades National Park in Washington. But it just shows you that even though they might seem they don't like hiking and they're definitely going to complain about it, keep pursuing it and pushing through and training them up to go further and further, because you can turn it into these great adventures. And as I said, it's one of Savannah's greatest, most favourite adventures ever. So there is that opportunity to grow into that for sure.
Yes, pushing them out of their comfort zone is important. But just getting back to the encouragement and bribery, after Yates Mill Pond, just around the corner is Howling Cow ice cream, which can be a great treat for the kids and us big kids. In case you don't know, NC State has their own ice cream, and they've got a farm area out there. And there's a nice, cool little outdoor deck, porch area you can sit on and enjoy a treat.
Look out over the cows.
Yeah, Howling Cow. Another hike we like to do is Hemlock Bluffs area in Kerry. It's not far from the Whole Foods in Kerry. There's got a couple of trails through there, shady again, and it's all nature-based. And there's a tiny little play area for younger kids at the start of it, at the centre near the car park.
Yeah, they have a really cool children's playground for younger kids for sure.
Yeah, and lakes, as you mentioned, Lake Johnson, also Jordan Lake. We love to get out to Jordan Lake. You can go camping. We've camped out there. We've been paddleboarding out there. It's probably our beach. I mean, it's not the beach like Wrightsville Beach or the Atlantic Beach or Carolina Beach or whatever, but 20 minutes drive, 20 to 30
depending where
minutes
you're
drive
going from Raleigh,
in
but
Raleigh.
yeah, from
Get
Kerry
out to
is
Jordan
20
Lake.
minutes.
There's some nice big beach areas out there. There's some trails. You can swim. That's probably the best swimming lake. The challenge in all the lakes in that around, like you can't swim in them or it's not safe to swim in them for health reasons. But Jordan Lake is probably the cleanest lake in the area, and it's huge. Like whether you want to go boating or swimming or paddleboarding, kayaking, whatever. That's fun. Mm-hmm. And also Falls Lake, you can, is a big lake too, up more towards Durham. And even further out from Durham, but not too far, just over an hour, is Car Lake, which we love going to for awesome camping. Our friend's got a pontoon boat, so we go tubing and stuff out there, swimming, paddleboarding.
Kids always love doing the tubing, that's for sure. So if you can find someone with the boat, or you can even rent your own, or maybe even buy your own.
Yeah. As far as parks go, we were at a great one the other day in Kerry, Fred G. Bond Metro Park. And, actually another kid-friendly loop trail, like 2 miles around the lake. But, yeah, we went there the other day and it was just a hive of activity. Like there's people kayaking, paddleboarding. They got the little paddle boat things too.
Really nice picnic areas there.
Yeah. There's a playground, there's soccer fields, there's baseball fields. It's an awesome space in Kerry. Of course, Dorothy Dix Park near downtown. Awesome open field areas, great for picnics with views of the skyline. Kids can run around, fly a kite, whatever. Common for festivals and events there. And of course, the sunflower fields, which we went to recently. So don't miss that seasonally. Apex Community Park. Apex is another lake, easy 2 mile walk, and they got, playgrounds and park areas there too. And of course, Shelley Lake has a playground, and so does Lake Lynn has a playground area as well, and a community centre that you can occupy your kids with. All right, ice cream. Our kids love ice cream.
I think most kids do.
Yeah.
Thankfully, there's some good spots around Raleigh where you can find your ice cream.
Yes. I published a blog post recently, some of the best ice cream spots in Raleigh that I'll link to. But Two Roosters, and has a deep connection to Raleigh because it was founded by an NC State alum who started off cruising around in a 1965 Ford truck and now has several locations. The one we go to all the time is near North Person Street. And they have, 15 plus flavors, and they do creative stuff with local restaurants and that too. So that's cool. Howling Cow, as I mentioned, the other NC State connection. Fresh local ice cream. Yeah,
we love that one. That's, we have the location in Kerry. There's one also in Apex, and I think they have a couple more now, but there's always massive lines at Fresh. Our girls love it.
It's a gold mine.
Yeah.
15 plus signature flavors. Friendly staff. Check that out.
Yeah.
Andia's homemade ice cream as well. Has great ice cream, great story from her too. Immigrated from Crete, I believe, if I'm wrong. The story's on the board Greece, as you walk into the. They got 2 stores in Kerry, and they had these amazing monster shakes. So if you want to get a calorie or sugar hit, check out the shakes. And another unique place is Raleigh Rolls in the Morgan Street Food Hall. They do their cool rolled ice cream.
Thai-inspired ice cream, which is really cool. So there's a sort of little cultural experience too you can share with your kids when you take them there. The background to that was it was discovered in Thailand by the owners, and so they brought that unique way of having ice cream over here. That's really cool.
Very good story. Speaking of sweet treats, sugar hits, donuts. Kids love donuts as well. Baker's Dozen Donut Shop. It's like a classic hole in the wall donut place off what's that street?
Buck Jones Road in Kerry near the 440 and 40 interstate.
Super popular with the locals again, lined up out the door sometimes. But not just donuts. People love, not just donuts, but yeah, people love their apple fritters. And I believe you can get a dozen donuts for $10. Can't beat that. Duck Donuts, of course, the famous from North Carolina. Duck in the Outer Banks, again in Kerry. A million flavors, pretty creative stuff. And Krispy Kreme, the second original one in the world.
Yeah.
In downtown Raleigh, in case you didn't know.
Yeah, in the North Person area, and that's always our favourite for the girls to go to, and it's always, I don't eat donuts anymore, but when I did, they were my favourite.
The original one's in Winston-Salem, and the one in Raleigh is the second behind that. And it just makes me think, another fun thing to do with kids is the Krispy Kreme challenge, the fun run put on by NC State students, which we did with our kids before COVID.
Yeah, that's right. It's a really fun event. As I said, push your kids a little. They can walk. They don't have to run. We sort of, our eldest, Kalari, walked, and the youngest, we walked, ran. And so it is 5 kilometres. So you go from Hillsborough Street down to Krispy Kreme. The tradition is to eat 12 donuts and then run back. But you can take the donuts in a box with you. You don't have to eat them all then. I'm certainly not going to eat 12 donuts and run after it, but many people do it. They sprint and they win the race. But it's just a really cool fundraising local event, introduce you to the culture of Raleigh a little bit, and the kids will absolutely love it. I mean, they get donuts.
Yeah, it's fun. The kids, everyone's dressed up in costumes and stuff. And so put that one on your calendar. It was virtual last year, of course, but yeah, hopefully it's back bigger, better next year.
It's in February, which is strange because it's
chilly,
cold, but it was fun anyway. I guess people prefer running in the cold than in the summer. So
more sweet tooth stuff like cupcakes, like. We often go to the Cupcake Bakery and Bake Shop on Glenwood South. They do awesome cupcakes. I love their red velvet cupcakes. And even their gluten-free ones are moist and not too dry. They do awesome cakes for birthday parties and stuff too, if you're looking for that. Lisette Grace in downtown, just near Fayetteville Street, is like specializes in sweet and savory items and French-inspired desserts like macarons. Once a Blue Moon Bakery and Cafe in downtown Kerry. Downtown Kerry is awesome. Go check that out. And Holly Springs, Bestow Baked Goods. Excuse me. Awesome cupcakes. We tasted them at the Brisket and Bubbles Festival recently. Amazing cupcakes. They're sweet potato cupcakes.
Delicious. Their gluten-free one is phenomenal. So if you're it's worth going to Holly Springs.
Yes.
To grab some. So go and do that.
And of course, back in downtown, Vidiri Chocolate Factory.
Yeah, I mean, the kids will love going in there because, chocolate's being made in downtown Raleigh. It's going to be exciting for kids for sure. So take them down and they can walk around and hopefully see some chocolate being made. It just depends, obviously, what's going on in there. But, yeah, it's just a nice local feature of Raleigh. Yeah.
Yeah.
And they can buy, I can't remember if they can sample anything, probably not now during COVID. But you can definitely buy some chocolate while you're there. Yeah. Some little treats.
After you had the
hang on a minute. And also there they have the soft serve ice cream.
Oh, of course.
Which is something new they introduced, I think, during COVID. Something our kids love to have as well.
Yeah. And next door is the black and white coffee roasters. So, adults, you can get a good coffee. Excellent coffee.
Yes.
And a few baked goods as well. They're in the same building. Can't miss it. Now, after your sugar hit, like our kids like to jump around and be active, and they like getting air at trampoline parks. So Defy, in Apex, there's 2 Defy locations. We go to the one in Apex, and even very recently.
Yeah, it's really good actually. You can get a membership for $20 a month. Otherwise, a 1-hour jumping session is around $15. So we recently got the membership for our youngest because she's kind of meeting up with school friends now, and they go for a jump after school. And so I was like running the numbers. I'm like, she only has to go twice a month to be worth it, the membership. So and they love it. They have ninja courses in there. They have these really cool like little section rooms where you can go in there and you bounce on the trampoline onto the walls, and if you get enough I guess, momentum, you can actually run up the walls and then you fall back onto the tramp. It's really cool. Our girls were a little too nervous to try that one, but I really enjoyed watching some of the kids get airborne and run up the walls on there.
Like little zip line swing things, and it's like you can dunk basketballs. There's like dodgeball games and stuff. Yeah. So Defy is, and there are other ones like Launching Pad Trampoline Park and Urban Air Adventure Park and Sky Zone Trampoline Park. So check them out. Another fun thing that we did recently, we've done several times, escape rooms.
Yeah, we love escape rooms. They're so cool. We only started doing them like a year ago. Yeah, I think escape rooms are just, if you haven't tried one, go and try it. It's so fun. The first time you walk in there, if you've done it, you know what I'm talking about. But you're not given any clues. You just put into a room and you got to figure out how to get out without having any clue at all. So you just kind of stand there for like 5 minutes and look around and like, where do I start? What do I do? But it's great for families to do together. It's a really good team bonding experience and working together to break out of the room. It's a lot of fun. And so we've done the escape room on Glenwood South. Room
5280 or 5280. We've done it twice, I believe. Well, I have with the kids.
You have with the kids. That was fun. And then I recently, for Savannah's birthday, took her to Game On Escape in Kerry. And what was good about that one was they had a room for the younger kids. So it was a little bit easier and we broke out of there with 10 minutes to spare. So that was great. But they have these other cool rooms where we heard the people outside screaming. So they have these like kind of horror-based rooms as well. So they bring in lots of different elements to the experience to make it more fun. So I definitely want to take Kalara to, and she really wants to go and do it, one of those scarier rooms.
Yeah, a couple of other escape rooms in the Raleigh area. Time's Up escape rooms. I think that's more over North Raleigh, and a maze room escapes. Arcades and bowling. The funny thing about bowling in Australia, compared to the US, it's kind of like something we do maybe once a year on a rainy day, and wherever you guys do it any time of year, all the time.
Yeah, it's definitely a rainy day activity for
Granted,
us.
the bowling alleys over here are more, you guys have like cool lighting and music,
bars,
and adult bars and stuff, and so it's more engaged that way, I guess. Whereas Australia's just, you just go and bowl and maybe get like a deal of a hot dog and a Coke or something. But yeah. Arcades like Boxcar Arcade, you might think of it as an adult bar arcade, and it is, but you can actually take kids in there before 8 p.m. on weekdays and before 7 p.m. on weekends, and they have a ton of arcade games and pinball machines and console games and stuff like that. Dave and Buster's is a popular place for arcade games and kid games. I don't know what else they have. I haven't been in there myself, but Buffalo's Lane Bowling and Stars and Strikes and Strike and Barrel. So check those out. Movie cinemas. You guys love your movies over here too. And tend to go to the cinema more than we do back in Australia. But
well, it's too expensive in Australia.
Yeah, well, exactly.
It's getting more expensive here, but in Australia, it's like obscene. It's so expensive.
Yeah.
So we do go to the movies a lot more here. The girls love it, and I love taking them to the movies, and we love that you can get in cinemas that have comfy couches.
And food and drink.
Yes.
A la Alamo Draft House.
Alamo Draft House.
So we went to recently. Again, you might think of that as an adult place, but no. We went in the daytime and, had a meal and some coffee, not alcohol beverages. But yeah, it's a cool place. Reclining chairs and stuff like that.
And there's one in Kerry, also Waverley Place, Cine Bistro, I think it's called.
Yeah. Actually, there's the Kerry Theatre in downtown Kerry, which has some different types of movies and stuff. Check out their list. Raleigh Little Theatre in the Rose Garden have outdoor shows that we've been to one in the past.
They're great.
And then, of course, like IMAX in Marbles that I mentioned. There's a place in Mission Valley. There's Regal. There's the theatres at North Hills.
Standard ones. And Coca Booth during the summer, I think they may have come to the end of it now, but they do have movie nights in Coca Booth as well, which is really a fantastic place to go and watch a movie.
Yeah, totally.
Yeah.
All right, kid-friendly restaurants. Now, this is one of our pain points when we're traveling or even here. It can be one of the stresses, like where do we eat, whether it's breakfast, lunch or dinner. It can be tough. I know if we're struggling with it, you guys probably are too. And what we look for is obviously like some kid-friendly meals menus because our youngest is a very fussy eater. But also somewhere that has space and especially somewhere to sit outside. So kids, and I don't think they like to be confined indoors all the time. So we like to get them outside. And we also, another little tip, we prefer to go out for breakfast or lunch. It's more casual, more relaxed versus dinner time because at the end of the day, if they're tired and grumpy, it can be a nightmare and we can have meltdowns.
Yeah, dinner's,
And it's usually dinner's typically more less casual, depending on where you go. But we're going to share some spots. Two great places for kids is the food halls. Morgan Street Food Hall. We go to often. Love their burgers at Cow Bar. And this is where you can get Raleigh rolls, actually. And there's Isla's Southern Kitchen, awesome chicken sandwiches and stuff. Yeah, there's like over a dozen different places. And it's great for families because you can suit everybody's needs. Everyone can get something different.
Yeah, that's right. Yep. And so you have both of them. They both have outdoor seating areas.
Yeah,
too.
Transfer Co. Food Halls is the other one. And again, great burgers there at Mama Crow's. Benchwarmer Bagels, which I wrote about recently, and great bagels at Transfer
Empanadas.
Co.
Our daughter loves the empanadas.
Yes,
out there.
there's seafood there. And you can sit outside. Both of them got outdoor seating, which is awesome. Big Ed's, classic Raleigh Southern breakfast spot in City Market in downtown. Giant pancakes, which the kids will appreciate, and it's just it's like your throwback, like Southern cooking place, which is always fun. Classic Raleigh. Mojo's Burgers, local burger joint, outdoor seating again, awesome burgers. Clara likes their fried chicken sandwich. And speaking of burgers, of course, there's Char Grill. That is a Raleigh staple. Yeah,
our kids love us to pick up a Char Grill burger for them for coming home from Raleigh sometimes.
And shakes.
Treat. And
the shakes.
Same with Cookout. They love that one as well.
Yeah, I forgot to mention on the sweet treats, like Hayes Barton Cafe and Dessertery in 5 Points have gigantic, humongous cakes. They're famous for their cakes. So go out to Hayes Barton in 5 Points and get their cakes.
But they're seriously huge. So you will just need
shareable.
One. Yeah.
Shareable.
One slice.
Recently we had brunch at one of our favourite places, Taverna Agora, and we like going there because it's a rooftop, it's open air, and very family friendly.
Yeah, our girls love it. They love the donut option for breakfast. So
and the baklava sticky buns.
Yeah. So your kids will love that. And it's just a nice. Again, it feels like you're in the Greek islands when you. There, I know because I've been to the Greek islands. And so it's just nice for your kids to have that kind of experience, I think. Opens up their mind and their eyes to differences and maybe travel experiences they might want to have when they're older.
Yeah, some pizza places we like. When we went to on the weekend, Vic's Pizza in City Market again, downtown. Good prices, good quality pizza, nice little outdoor area. You can see it right near Moore Square. V Pizza in Kerry, again, great pizzas. And if you're gluten-free intolerant, cauliflower bases and gluten-free bases. And so does Vic's, actually, has gluten-free bases. But V Pizza in Kerry, nice outdoor seating too. And Lily's Pizza in 5 Points as well. Irregardless Cafe, another classic Raleigh staple.
Yeah.
Might hear of it as a vegetarian place, but they have something for everybody. So even you vegetarian people, you can take your meat-loving friends out there too. And that's a cool vibes, old school Raleigh.
It is.
Good for breakfast, brunch, popular for brunch. They usually have live music, and they also have seating on the sidewalk on that too, so you can sit outside with some space. So that's a fun place to go. Parkside Restaurant, another popular brunch spot, and you can sit outside too. Good kids menu. Mexican, Gringo a Go-Go. That's a cool spot near downtown. We sit outside there, under there. Got like a little canopy, like tent thing.
Oh yeah, I was thinking of the other one, but yeah, no, that is a cool little spot. Always popular too.
Tasty food.
Very good food. Yeah, it's a really nice spot to sit outside. I like it there a lot.
And Gonza Tacos. We went there on Hillsborough Street. That's a cool, vibey place.
Really funky. And they also have one in Waverley Place in Kerry, which we haven't been to as yet. But, Mexican usually is a hit with the kids. So that's a good one the whole family will love, I think.
Yeah. Other outdoor spots we like, Gravy, which is an Italian restaurant, shares a cool courtyard with City, a Lebanese restaurant, which we went to recently, and love sitting in their courtyard out the back. You might not be aware of it, but yeah, they share this courtyard, so that's a cool spot.
Yeah.
Cafe Luna, another Italian place, family friendly. Scratch Kitchen in downtown Kerry and downtown Apex.
Yes.
Good kids menu, outdoor seating area, good food, cool spot.
Yeah. Yep. Our kids like that one. I think the Apex was the original, and they have a larger outdoor sitting area, and it's quite nice there too.
Tupelo Honey, obviously it's very famous out of Asheville in North Carolina. I've been to brunch there in the Village District. Good option. And another classic local place, Snoopy's Hot Dogs. I just had to throw in Snoopy's Hot Dogs for a cheap hot dog.
Yeah, the kids
good
love
for
their cheap hot dogs.
the 2 a.m. stumble home grease fix, but also great for the kids. And of course, bakeries. Our kids, your kids, if they're like our kids, love, bakeries. Bolted Bread, Union Special Bread, Yellow Dog, La Farm Bakery, of course, and the German one we went to in downtown Kerry, Anna Laura's German Bakery.
Yep.
For all your pastry bakery items, check those places out. Now, you probably know if you follow us online, we're fond of a adult beverage, whether it be beer, wine, or cider, or whiskey. So I went through and thought of some kid-friendly breweries and bars. Again, we look for places that have like an outdoor beer garden and space and food as well to keep your kids entertained.
Yeah.
In no particular order, Linwood Brewing has a great outdoor space, but the other cool thing is they're attached to Wilson's Eatery.
Love the burgers.
So great burgers
there.
and fries there, and so you combine that. Adults can get a beer and a burger, and kids can get something to eat, and they have that nice outdoor space area and some games and stuff they can play. Standard Beer and Food near the end of North Person Street, another awesome outdoor beer garden area. They have great tacos too, by the way, and good food. And the other cool thing is it's right near Two Roosters Ice Cream, so mum and dad can sit and have a beer, and the kids can walk 40 feet, 50 feet and get an ice cream. Keep them happy.
Yeah. I also like that it's right next door to Raleigh City Farm, so the kids can wander around there. And another cool thing they can do, they can volunteer on Wednesday and go and pull some weeds, do something for the community. So that's a fun thing. So, time you visit to Standard with a visit to the Raleigh City Farm, do your volunteer work, and then you can go and have dinner and a beer. That's what we did.
Yes.
Yeah.
Bond Brothers in downtown Kerry, cool outdoor sitting area. They often had food trucks, and you can walk to Fresh Ice Cream in downtown Kerry. So we keep our kids occupied with that. And also Cotton House in the main street of Kerry, very walkable to Fresh, as is the Pharmacy Bottle Shop. And they all have outdoor seating, and we've sat outdoors many a times where our kids have had a treat, whether it be ice cream or what have you. Raleigh Brewing Company has outdoor space, and they have food trucks as well. We were there the other day. Trophy Brewing and Pizza. If your kids love pizza, you can sit outside on their cool patio area. Speaking of pizza, Bowstring Pizza and Brew Yard is another big outdoor area, and they have, often have live music and stuff, and we always see like a mix of people there.
Yeah, we
like
see a lot
family
of
through.
kids there, that's for sure. Yeah.
And the Players Retreat has a cool outdoor sidewalk sitting area and great burgers. Again, it's your classic Raleigh bar, NC State grads, what have you.
Yeah.
Recently opened again, inside and outside, which is good to see. So yeah, there's a list. That's not an exclusive list of kid-friendly breweries and bars, but places that we tend to return to.
Yeah.
Now, one thing that's coming up in October, probably the biggest festival and event of the year for kids, is the State Fair. And it's been a long time since our kids have been to the State Fair.
No, hopefully we can take them this year. And I know from when I was teaching, that was one thing that my students got excited about every year, was going to the State Fair. And it was the big talk of, school life at that time when the fair was on, and sharing their stories and going on rides and eating turkey legs and doing all that. So get yourself to the State Fair. I know it's something kids definitely will love.
Yeah,
There's
we'll check out some
everyone.
exhibits, maybe eat some fast food. Well, I'll let the kids have some fast food. Yeah, I mean, it's something that we grew up with in Australia, just watching on TV and the movies, like the State Fair, classic thing. Speaking of the state fair, the Raleigh market is out there on the weekends as well. So you can go out there and get your knickknacks and a whole range of stuff. We've been out there a few times. And the state farmers market, you can go there and, actually they got the restaurant there is popular. I heard the biscuits are awesome and the breakfast and the seafood there. And also at fall time, we go out there, you can get some pumpkins and fall related stuff.
Yeah.
State farmers market. Speaking of fall, it's coming up again, and we wrote about fall fun last year on the blog. Obviously, it was a reduced list due to the pandemic, so we're looking to update that. But obviously, you got your pumpkin patches and corn mazes and your farm stuff going on. A few of those: Ken's Corny Corn Maze, the Naylor Family Farm, the Giant Corn Maze, DJ's Berry Patch Farms, fruit picking as well as fall stuff, and Phillips Farm typically have a haunted farm and corn maze. But again, please check out their websites for their latest opening times and offerings and what have you, because it's still a crazy world. Christmas fun, not too far around the corner either. Scarily, how fast is this year going? One thing we loved doing last year was a historic Oakwood candlelight walking tour.
Yeah, the girls really love that. Walking around, you can listen to the audio through an app, and it tells you a story of the houses, the decorations and why they're decorated in a certain way. And it was just a really nice, easy Christmas activity, just wandering around the streets, and our girls really enjoyed it a lot.
Yeah, we love walking around Oakwood. Typically last year was reduced because of the pandemic, but typically they have open house, I believe, where you can actually go into some of the historic homes and stuff. And we love walking around, cruising around Oakwood any time of year. But
that's right.
Christmas time is magical.
Yeah.
And self-guided too, at your own pace. Obviously, the light displays, Festival of Lights at Hillridge Farms, Lights on the Noose, Fieldstream Farm, Denton Farm Park. And then, of course, downtown Kerry has lights displays. North Hills have lights displays. And then, there's some other ones that we can link to in various neighbourhoods. But, looking forward to seeing what happens this year. Should be more than last year due to what. But, and back to Pullen Park, they have the train, and they have the Holiday Express, I believe it's called. You can ride around on the train, and they have lights and different Christmassy, I think fake snow and all that sort of stuff. But it's very popular. I would start checking that out right now because it can sell out. It's very popular. I don't know if they're going to have that lights through Dorothy Dix Park again this year.
I think they learnt a lot from last year. It was such a disaster. But
well, it was for us. We went on opening night, and we didn't even get to see the lights because what was it, 2 hours later we're still sitting in the light in the car.
Got out and we had hardly moved, so we left after 2 hours and went home.
But so I'll have to check that out. But and of course the other big thing in Raleigh is the Raleigh Christmas Parade, and I believe that's on again this year, which is cool. And of course New Year's, first night in Raleigh, which we went to a couple of years ago because they have the kids fireworks thing at 9 p.m. And then obviously in Raleigh it's the acorn drop, not big ball drop. No. And they had rides and music and stuff, so that was fun in downtown Raleigh and Fayetteville Street and stuff. So check it out. All right, that's a wrap.
There you go. It's a lot of information there. We will have a blog post that'll go more in depth and links to other content that. Check out the show notes. But when you start to dig deep and look at things with different eyes, you'll start to see there's a lot of really cool things to do in the area with kids. Some things you might not think are great with kids, but actually they have kids' perspectives, or you can create your own kid perspective. So it's worth checking out and exploring and going a little out of your comfort zone. And
I didn't even cover things didn't dive deep on playgrounds or splash pads or I'll do research for that for the blog post and share.
I think they're pretty easy to find. Every neighbourhood has one. Generally, people know where the good neighbourhood playgrounds are, and Raleigh has so much open space and parks and stuff that there's a good playground. And really, all they need is a swing and a climbing frame, and they're happy. Oh man, you know how it is. You could spend a fortune on presents and stuff, and they'll pick up a box or a stick and throw rocks or something. Yeah, totally. That's why I just take them for a walk.
But also there's a ton of for family festivals, family friendly festivals, but I'll create a curated list and add that to the blog post as well. So stay tuned to that. That's hopefully going to be out by the end of this week.
All right.
But yeah, hopefully that was helpful. Get your kids out of the house, off their devices, out in nature, getting creative, burning off some energy.
There you go. So thanks for listening. You can subscribe to this podcast on all the podcast channels, if you haven't already. And we also put it out on YouTube and IGTV. And share us with your friends. And we'll see you in the next episode.
All right, guys. Chat soon.
Bye.